Hello students, welcome to the second session of chapter 7 Functions in a Kelsey. The mathematical functions we have discussed in the first session and how to use the functions. Now in this session we are going to discuss the more functions in a detail. So let's start. So students, now we are going to discuss the next type of function, that is the statistical function. So same as a mathematical function, the Kelsey also provides the series of functions that support the statistical task. And basically it is useful to functions that helps in the collection of data, in the analysis, in the explanation and the presentation of data in order to support the forecasting, predicting as well as the decision making activities. So this is the use of statistical function, that is basically used for the forecasting and for the prediction and based on the data to make a particular decision. So now we are going to start the functions, statistical function. So the first function is the average function. So basically what average function will do, what are the cell values are there or what are the values we are giving, it will first basically do the addition of that numbers and then after it will divide that numbers with the total values of that number. So first here, this is the syntax that average is the function name and here up to 30 arguments you can use. Means 30 values you can give here as a argument. And here one example is available. So that example I will show you. So first average function what will do, here you can see the some of the values are written there. So first it will add all the values and then after how many numbers are there, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So it will divide the total with the total number of values, that is 6. So let's just start using that function. So first equal sign and then after average. So just double click on it, same as just before we did. So now here as an argument we will provide this series of cells. Just we have to select it, the address will come automatically. Now just press enter. So this is the value of this average function. So here you can see the value and on the formula bar you can see the function. Then the next function is the mean function. So this mean function returns the geometric mean of the numbers or the series of cells that is given to it. Means first in the geometric mean it will do the multiplication of all that numbers and then after it will find it out the root of that. Nth root means the how many values are there, that root it will find it out. So here the geomean value we have the same series of range. So first do the equal sign and just see the function is the main, name is the mean but the function name is the geomean. So you have to remember the function name and the same syntax is there, that means up to 30 arguments you can give the value. So you just type the geomean and then after double click on it and series of cells. Press enter. So here you can see this is the value of a geomean. And the same value you can see over here. This is the answer of that function. Same values we are using now. I am explaining you with the same value. Why? Because here also answer is there. So I am showing you all the things practically. So you can examine all the things that yes, the same answer is coming. That is why we are using or I am using now the same values that is available in the textbook. But any values I can take here just to explain it. But just for the better understanding I am taking the same values. But you may use these functions with the different values according to you. So next there is another type of mean function also supported by Kelsey. That is the Hermann's function. That is it stands for the harmonic mean. So the same syntax is there, just the name is different. So now we will try that value also. Here that answer is not given, but we have to try that function. So just type equal and then here you can see the function is already there. Provide the same cell range and press enter to see the result. So this is the value, or this is the answer of this Hermann function. Then after next is the mean function. So the main function we have already discussed. Next is the median. Sorry, this is the median function. So now what is the use of median function? So the median is defined as the middle number of the group when they are ranked in order. So means median will show you the middle value of that number. So here you can see if the 7 number is there in a range, then it will show you the middle number. But here you can see we have the 6 values. So what it will do, that we have to see here. So here if you cannot find the exact one middle number, then in this case the total number of argument in the group is a even. So take two middle numbers and average them. So as I told you what it will do at that time. So if exact middle value is not there, then first it will find the total of these two, and then after it will be divided by that one, and then the median value will be there. So now we will find it as the median value for the same range. So here put the equal sign and median. And then after select the cell range and so here you can see the 6.5 means first it will add both this number and then this both the addition will be divided by a 2. Now I will explain you the example. Here I am adding the next number also, that is 7. So here the 7 I have added, and now we will see what is the median value. So we have to give the cell range again, because the cell range we have changed over here. So now I will delete this one. So equal and median again, and then after provide the cell range. Then after function bracket over and press enter. So here now you can see that the median value is the 7. We discussed the median function. So here we have added one new value here, and that is why now instead of 6 total values we are having, that is 7. So as I told you that it will show you the mediator number, but here you can see at the middle 8 is there. Then you will think that why here answer 7 is coming. But students, before showing the value over here, first it will assign the, or first it will set your values in the ascending order, and then after it will show you the value. So first if it is in the ascending order, then at the first place is the 5, then after 6, then after 6, and at the fourth place that is the 7. So like this the answer is coming, that is 7. Then after the next is the mode function. So mode function will show you the repeated value, means which value is used by you very frequently there, that value will be shown as a mode answer. So you just start here, that is mode, double click, and then after give the cell range. So here you can copy this cell range, it's already given, and now press enter. So here you can see we have selected till this only. This one we will delete. This is the extra. So now you can see here this 6 value is that is repeated many times or 2 times here. So that repeated value will be the answer of a mode function. So here you can see as the answer 6 is coming. Then after next is a count A function. So count A function returns the total number of cells or argument which have some value in it. Means here if you will select the cells like this vertically, suppose first I am selecting here count A function equals count A. Now you have to select the cell range. So here you can see so many cells are empty and in so many cells values are there. So this vertical cell range I am giving. So this value I am giving. Okay, this is the cell range for my value. Now press enter. So the answer is 6. So from where we have started? Yes, from here. So count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 values are only there. So means the empty cell it will not count. It will count only the cells which has some content inside it. So this is the value of a count A. What is the use of count A? Count A function returns the total number of cells that contain some of the value inside it. And here in the count A also you can give the arguments up to 30. So now we will discuss the large function. The large function returns the largest value based on its position that you have specified. It has the syntax that is equals to large X and K. So here X means the cell range, means our data. This is our data. And K means the position, means at which position the largest value you want. Like the first largest value, the second largest value, the third largest value, the fourth largest value among the range, like this. So for that we have to see the function here, and before discussing the function, remember here this function considers the number specified in the range in a descending order. Means it will first position your data from the small to big to small arrangement in the descending order, and then after it will show you the largest value based on the position you will specify. So first here use the large function, so equals to large. Then after you have to provide the cell range, that is the first argument, then comma, and then show the which largest value you want, your position. So suppose I am selecting that 1. So now what will be the value? 10. Why 10? Because it will show that it will first arrange the data in the descending order, and now I have requested to show the first largest value. That is why the answer 10 is coming. Now here I will change the formula. So instead of 1, now I am writing the 5th. So now we will see what will be the answer. So now it is coming 6. Why 6? Because see, first it will arrange your data in the descending. So at the first place is the 8, then after 10, then after 8, then after 7, then after 6 and 6. So this one 6 is the 5th position. So that is why here the answer coming 6. So like this, it will arrange the data first in the descending order, and then after it will show you the your requested largest value, that is the 5th largest value among the range. Now the next is the small function. So this is small function is just opposite of large. It will show you the smallest value among the given set of values. So catch smallest value means here the same as based on the position here. And remember here this function will consider the data in a ascending order. So here you may use any data, and here with X denotes the range of cells that containing some numeric values. So remember that X means our values and K means it's a position. So now we will use the small. So equals to small, and then after you just provide the cell range, means our data, that is argument X, then after comma and smallest value at which position. So I want the third smallest value among the range, which is the third smallest value. So press enter. So again here answer 6 is coming. Why? Because now the data is arranged in the ascending order, means small to big. So which is the smallest? That is 5. Then after next smallest value is the 6, and the third smallest value is again 6. So that is why the answer is coming 6. So this is about the small function. Then after our next function is the rank function. So here also the same function is discussed here. So the same answer is there, but we have changed the argument value according to us, this position. So that is why the answer will be changed here. Then after the next function is the rank function. So the rank function returns the rank of a given number in the given set of numbers. Means first here suppose we have the set of numbers. So among the set of numbers we have to select any one number, and then after the rank function will give us the rank of that value among all the numbers. Means this number is in which, on which rank. So then after here we need to provide a value, means our cell address or the value, anything you may provide them, for which we want to find the position. Then the set of values, and then after the order of sorting. So 3 arguments are there, students. First the number means the number for which you want to find it out the position. Then here set means the whole cell range, and the order means in which order you want to arrange your data, in the ascending or in a descending. So here see here 1 is for ascending and 0 is for descending. So if you will write it down in a order 1, then it will arrange your data in a small to big, and if 0 then big to small. So then after the function will sort the value first, and then after it will return the position at the first, second or third position. So let's try the function. So first use the equal sign and type the function name. Use the equal sign and type the function name, that is rank. Then after first you have to give the number. Suppose I want to find it out the position for the 47 number. So first I will select that number, or you can manually type that number. Then after you have to provide the all cell range, means our all the data, and then after you have to provide the sorting order. See here options are already there, descending or ascending. So I am selecting the ascending first. Then after double click on it to select that one, bracket over and press enter. So here it will show you the rank of that 47 number, that is first rank. Why? Because I have choose the order here, this ascending. Now if I will change the order, then the rank also will be changed. Suppose instead of ascending, now I have selected the descending, and then after press enter, and here you can see now it is at the last rank, that is the rank is the 6 now, because the data has been arranged in the descending order, and this is the smallest value 47. That is why the rank of that number is the last rank, that is the 6. So this is about the rank function. So the use here, when you want to when we are scoring the marks over here, and if you want to find it out that what is your rank among all your friends marks, then for that you may use this rank function to get your position. Then after next is the max function, that is the easiest function. Max function will return the maximum value among the selected range, and here as an argument you can provide the 30 up to 30 values. So here which is the maximum? 78, so that has been given. Now the mean means it will show you the smallest value. So here again select the mean function from here by double clicking and provide the cell range, and it will show you the minimum value. So these are the statistical functions we have discussed over here. So I hope you understood all the statistical functions. So students, now we are going to discuss how to do the calculation with the money in our computer with the help of Kelsey program. So here it provides us the special function that is known as the NPER function. Suppose some of the time if you are working in your computer and your uncles are coming and asking that I have borrowed some money from the bank, and now you just tell me that within how many years I can repay the loan. So at that time you can use this function to do the calculation. So this is the basic syntax. First we will discuss here, that is the first is the interest, then after installment, then after loan, then future and type. So total it has the 5 arguments. And before that we will see here the detail about that. Our total amount that we have taken, that is the 1 lakh rupees. Then after the interest rate in the amount, that is the 7.5%. And yearly our total installment, that is 12,000, means per month we are paying the 1,000 rupees. So now based on these 3 arguments are the compulsory arguments, students. First is the interest rate, then after your installment and total amount of loan that you have taken. And remember the second argument, the installment must be written with this minus sign, because that we have to minus every time, because that we are paying every year. So that should be deducted from our amount. So now we will try the function over here, that whether the same output is coming or no. So here use the equal sign and then NPER. So as per that, the first argument is the rate. So here first we have to provide the interest rate. Then after comma and provide the minus sign there, and then after you just write it down the installment. So installment here I am writing, that is the installment is this one, minus sign, and this is our installment, that is 24,000. Here our amount is 2 lakh. And then after the second or the last argument is the total number of amount. Here we have taken the loan for the 2 lakhs rupees. So this is our amount is done, or the process has been done. You just do the closing bracket there, and then after press the enter key. So the same result is coming over here. Though the amount is different, then also the same is coming, because here the installment rate is also increased along with the amount. Okay. Then after, suppose you just change, you can change the value here as a 1 lakh, and here you can change the value. You cannot, if you will not change the value, then here you can see what is the use here value, that is within the 5.5 months, you can 5 years you can complete your loan. So like this it will recalculate your interest rate again if you are changing the value over here. So this is the use of calculations with the NPER function. Now the fourth and fifth argument we will see here, the future. What is the use of future argument? The future argument is used to enter the amount of money that remains after the last payment is made. Means suppose you have paid the last installment and then after it will calculate that still how much money or how much amount is balance. But normally this we are paying the full amount. So this is not the necessary one. This is the optional. And then after next is the type. So type amount shows that the value is equals to 1 or 0. Two values are there. So the type argument indicates that if payments are made at the beginning of each accounting period or no. Means when we have paid the installment at the beginning of each accounting period or not. So if the type argument value is the one, that means you have made the payments at the beginning of your accounting period. And if the type argument value is a 0, that means you have not paid the payments in the beginning of your accounting period. So this is the use of future and type. Future will show you the remaining portion or remaining payment that is made after your transaction has been clear or after you have paid the whole loan amount. And the type indicates that on which time you have paid that amount, at the beginning of your accounting period or no. So this is about the calculation with money. I hope you understood this function. So students, now we will discuss the next function, that is the making decision with the if. So if functions basically we are going to see here. So here we have discussed so many functions, students, but that functions just takes the argument and shows us the result based on the argument. These are not the smart functions. But here some of the times we need some of the type of functions that perform some evaluation. Means condition we will give, then the function will check the whether the condition is true or false, and then based on that it will show us the proper output. So for that, this type of the smart function is available in the Kelsey, that is the if logical function. So here we are going to see the now if function. Here one of the example is available in your textbook, that is the two friends are playing the game and the score is available over here. So now what is the condition or what is the syntax here? So first equal if and then you have to provide the condition. So here the condition is that the A or A2 greater than B2. Means here B2 greater than C2. Means who has the highest mark? The number 1 is greater or number 2. If the value A2 is greater or first is the true statements and next is the false statement. So if the condition is true, then it will execute the true statement, and if the condition is false, then it will execute the false statement. So three arguments are there in our function. So now I will explain you this with the example. Here you can see the two numbers are entered by me. So here I am writing my if function. So equal and if. Okay. So first I will write it on the condition. So first I am giving the cell address. So this one greater than this cell address, means 50 greater than 70. This is my condition I am providing. So this condition, this if function will check which is the true or false. Then after our second argument, that value if true. So if the value is true, then it will display some of the message. So message we have to type in the double quotation mark show. So number 1 is big. And if the argument or the condition is not true, then we have to provide the false statement. So before that, first we have to end the here. Then after next argument is number 2 is big. and function over. Here write number 1. So now press enter to see the output. See what the message coming, that is number 2 is big. Now suppose I am changing the value over here. Instead of 50 I am writing there 100. Now what is happening here? See, now the message has changed as a number 1 is big. So if you have provided the cell address there, then it will consider that which value is bigger. So this condition is there, so it will check if the number 1 is greater than number 2, then which message will come? The first message, the true message. And if the number 1 is smaller than number 2, then the false message will come. So this is the use of if. I hope you understood this if statement. So students, now I will show you that with the help of if functions in our mark sheet, how we can find it out the class. We already know in the mark sheet we are finding the number, name, then after total of all the subjects, based on total we are finding percentage, and at the last we are finding the class, that which class you got, first class, second class. So that is also possible through the if. So first here you just use equal sign and if. Then after function bracket and first argument, we will here multiple arguments or multiple conditions we have to use, conditions multiple times. So first you just select your cell address and check the equality, whether the number is greater than or equals to 70. If it is greater than and equals to 70, then the true statement is print the message that is first class. Else, as a false statement, in the false statement we are giving the next condition again. So first again if, then after the same cell address greater than or equals to 60, then here the true message give, that is the second class. Then after as a false, again we are checking condition. So again you just write if, again here you just select the cell, the same value we are checking again and again to score our, to get our class. So now check greater than or equals to 48, greater than or equals to 40, then here as a true statement you just print the value as a pass. Then after we don't want to check any condition, so if the marks is less than 40, then the student will be fail. So here you just provide the false statement, that is fail. Then after over the first bracket, that is for this condition, understood? Then after over the next bracket, this is for second condition, and then after over the third bracket, this is for the first condition. See here the syntax must be true, and whatever the brackets you have started, all the brackets must be closed at the last. Here you can see the color is also different, so you can see it properly that now all the brackets are closed. So just to see the output, you just press the enter key. So here you can see the first class, and here you can check the condition. See, the first condition is that if marks is greater than 70, then the message will be first class. Then now here you want to check the class of a pair. So the same thing you have to do again here. But students, here in Kelsey, no need to write it on the same formula again and again. You just use the autofill and drag it down. Then automatically it will be come. So now you just check the equality. Here the Payal's marks are percentage are 68. So it is greater than 60. That is why the second class is coming. Here in the Pushti got the 50%, so it is greater than 40. That is why the pass message came, pass class, and the Shrey got the 30% only. So this is less than 40. That is why the false statement come here. That is the fail. So like this in your mark sheet, when you are performing or doing the mark sheet with the help of Kelsey program, then this if statements helps you to find it out the class based on your percentage. So I hope you understood this second example of if, students.